Welcome back to the show. There is a new way to experience Central Texas history, and it is opening soon right here in Waco at the Mayborn Museum Complex. Cultural Crossroads invites visitors to step inside immersive spaces that bring to life the stories of Native American, Black, Tejano, and European communities who shaped this region we call home. Joining us today, Rebecca Nall, who's the Assistant Director of Exhibits, Communication, and Visitor Services at Baylor University's Mayborn Museum Complex. Not a stranger to this show.
No, I'm always happy to be here, and it's always fun to talk to you.
Thank you for coming, because a lot going on right now. Tonight, the big event,
Yes.
the big kind of gala opening, and then open to the public tomorrow.
Yes.
So let's talk about this. This has been in the works for a while.
It really has. We're doing a lot of reflecting now because it feels like it's been a long time coming. And really the first spark of this idea started in 2018 when we were thinking, what was next for the museum, what we needed to work on for our entire natural history wing.
Mm-hmm.
So we created a master plan in 2018 for just a guide for the renovation of all of the exhibits in our natural science and cultural history wing. And then we started working on this exhibit in earnest in 2022.
Oh, it is an amazing project. For people who haven't heard about Cultural Crossroads, what is it in a nutshell?
Well, if you've been to the Mayborn before, we kind of take you on a trip, travel through time, through the stories of this region. And Cultural Crossroads is really the people story. It's looking at the people who lived in this area in the 1800s, the communities and cultures that came together and make up, what Waco in this region is today.
Yes, so it really is an immersive exhibit from that standpoint. What makes it a little different from a traditional museum exhibit?
Well, whenever we talked about telling the story of the people of Central
Mm-hmm.
Texas, our intention for this exhibit was really for it to be about co-creation, more about relationships than an exhibit.
Mm-hmm.
So we really focused on building relationships with the Wichita, with the Comanche, with other people within our community. So it's not just the museum telling these stories. We work together to determine the stories that were important to the community and the way that they were told.
So give us a little walkthrough through this particular space. So what will they step into, and what stands out?
So when you walk into the gallery, almost the first thing that you see is the grass house. In the last iteration of this exhibit, we did have a grass house.
Right.
It was made with museum materials, so it could withstand the test of time. This grass house was created by Gerald Miller and Derek Ross, who are both members of the
I know
the
Derek.
Wichita
Yeah, I've had
and
him on the
affiliated
show.
tribes.
Yeah.
They spent so much time working on this grass house, from gathering it was built in the traditional way, with traditional materials. So harvesting grass, harvesting cedar poles, preparing cedar poles. And then our museum staff came together to really think about it. It's a unique engineering to figure out how to build something that is usually outside, inside, off season, whenever where it's traditionally built. But more than months and months, almost a year of work on this project, and it's beautiful. So you can see it's mostly finished, but it's supposed to look like it's in progress. So you can see what the different steps of the grass layering on the house are. And then you can walk inside, visitors can walk inside, and then
I bet it smells wonderful.
It does still smell like grass.
Yeah.
But we had to freeze it and treat it
right.
a little
so it doesn't,
so we don't bring bugs into the museum.
Well, then there's that.
But when you walk inside, you can see a documentary, interviews with Gerald Miller about the process of building a grass house. We also have a teepee, which is the original teepee that we had in the museum that was created in a traditional method more than 20 years ago. But we worked with a Comanche artist, Tim Nevaquea, he created more than 40 paintings that were turned into an animation telling the modern story of the Comanche tribe with a reflection towards the past. It's very vibrant. It's beautiful. He's also a musician, a flute player, and so you can hear some of his music in the exhibit as well.
Oh, that's fabulous. You are telling, though, multiple cultures' stories together. So why was that important, and how did you do that?
Well, the exhibit's called Cultural Crossroads, People of Central Texas. And so we wanted to make sure that, anyone in our community could, go into the exhibit and really, see a reflection of themselves.
Yes, right. So you would include then Tejano people and the African American people and the Europeans who came to this part of the country. At the gala tonight, you've got, I'm going to call it a gala, but it's the wonderful kickoff. You've got something called the Spark Awards, which you used the word spark a minute ago, and Berkeley Nas and Alice Starr are being honored. Let's talk a little bit about our friends.
Yes, Berkeley and Alice are both serve on our board of advocates, and they were both very instrumental in our 20th anniversary gala that we hosted a few years ago, and you are our MC
That's
for.
right. What an honor to be there.
That's when we dedicated our mammoths. That's really when we were kind of wrapping up fundraising for Cultural Crossroads, and that's just one of the many ways that we are supported by Alice and Berkeley, and so we're very excited to present them with the Spark Awards.
Wow, well deserved for those two. Now, so there are some live elements that will be included in the exhibit. What kinds of the performances? Or is that just
for our reception tonight? Our reception tonight, we're going to have a mariachi.
Nevaquea?
Yes, Tim is who I just mentioned is the Comanche artist that we worked with for the teepee.
The teepee.
He's unfortunately not going to be able to make it tonight because he had a family emergency.
Yeah, life happens.
Yes, but we'll be disappointed to meet him. But we do have a jazz band. We have a mariachi band. Where we have a taco bar. We're going to have a grit station, sopapillas. We have a lot, a lot of magical moments. But really, the exhibit is the main event. So we hope everyone can really take their time and enjoy.
Yeah, and walk through that. What is it you hope that people take with them when they go out the doors and see the big mammoths on their way out?
It really is just such a beautiful exhibit, and there's so many stories in the exhibit. The Tejano stories we talk about, the Tejano contribution to ranching, and what we know of as a cowboy today.
Yeah, the caballeros. Yeah.
But we also have a digital element that has letters, church records, newspaper records of all of the Tejanos that lived in the area at the time. And we know a lot of those families are still, in this area today. And so I think, what we'd want is, for people to just understand how vibrant our community is, how many different cultures make up, what Waco is, and, a little bit learning more about where that came from.
Oh, I think that's wonderful. Of course, my people were the Germans that came and settled. So what are you doing with those Europeans?
So we have a log house where the logs are original to a cabin that was located in this area in the 1850s. And we have an object theater, so you're able to walk into the log house, and a voice comes up, and she's greeting you, talking about there's a thunderstorm. She has to fix the roof, and she's giving you a lot of stories, like hints into her daily life. They just relocated to Texas, or located to Texas from, I think, Kentucky, and just what have been some of the challenges and the joys of this adventure. We also have a board game that you can play. It's been really fun. It's been fun watching our staff get to experience the exhibit and sit down and play the game together. But it's called Gone to Texas. And you can pick a character that's traveling to Texas from different areas. So you could be coming from somewhere like Kentucky or Tennessee.
Yeah,
you
Tennessee.
could be coming from Europe. You could be coming from the
Galveston
south.
on up,
from
yeah,
Galveston.
a lot of Germans came up that way for sure.
So you have different challenges along the way depending on your route. Like, do you have to cross a river, and how long might that take? And then you get to Texas and you're trying to establish your farm.
Yeah, and finally, our African American folk. Do you address in any way that, you know, back in the early days they might have been enslaved peoples?
We do. We talk about you know, the cotton economy and where African Americans were in this community at that time. And then we also talk about, you know, resilience through church. And we have Freedom Colony churches that were in this area and some that still are.
Really?
And you can go into a recreation of a Freedom Colony church and listen to some music from the Black Gospel Archive.
Oh, good. Yeah, our friend Bob Darden did such a fabulous work with that. How wonderful. Yeah. Oh, I'm excited. So thank you for giving us this preview. And again, it opens to the public on the 1st.
Yes.
And it's there forever. It's not like a traveling exhibit. This is a permanent exhibit at the Mayborn.
This is our newest permanent exhibit.
All right. So how can folks get tickets? I know you have wonderful things for like grandparents and so forth.
Yeah, you can buy your tickets at the door or in person for, you know, regular general admission. We also have memberships, and our memberships are a really great deal. We have grandparent memberships, like you mentioned. So if you, you know, have grandchildren, a grandparent membership will admit 2 adults and then any of the grandchildren. So if you have grandchildren from, you know, different children, you can, you know, bring them all or bring them at different times. And we have family memberships, individual memberships, duo, for just a couple if you don't have children. So it's a really great deal.
It is a great deal. You got lots of things happening all summer. And I know I read to a storybook to, you know, some kids a month or 2 ago. And you just always got things that are happening there at the Mayborn. It truly is a special, special gem in Central Texas for us.
Yeah. Right after this, next week. So we're opening the exhibit tonight for opening reception, and it officially opens to the public tomorrow. And then next week, we're going to start taking down Castle Builder. This is the final weekend of Castle Builder. And then we're going to start installing our summer temporary exhibit called Sea Monsters Unearthed. And it was developed by the
I've got granddaughters
Smithsonian.
coming, so yeah.
It's developed by the Smithsonian, and it talks about sea monsters from Angola. And so we have, you know, as you know, Waco was underwater during the Cretaceous, so we have sea monsters of our own.
Yeah.
And we partnered with SMU from the Schuler Museum, and we're going to have Texas sea monsters on display as well.
Fun. Oh, always a delight to hear what's happening at the Mayborn. So thank you.
It's the premier charity event of the year, the 2026 Central Texas Cattle Barons Ball, presented by Ascension Providence. A fun evening filled with great food and drink, dancing, a spectacular auction, and more. This year's theme is Nashville Nights, Neon Lights, and Bullfights. Get your tickets now, donate, or be a sponsor. Help support the American Cancer Society to find a cure. The 2026 Central Texas Cattle Barons Ball, October 24th at MCC Highlander Ranch. For more information, go to centraltexascattlebaronsball.org.
Like Alan Samuels always said, Waco has a lot to offer, and so do we at Alan Samuels Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat. Come by, let's be friends.
Cleanse your body of accumulated toxins and embark on your wellness journey at your own pace. At Global Healing, we provide premium supplements to help your body heal naturally. Start your healing journey today at globalhealing.com and organichemp.com.
Designed to elevate the off-road experience, enabling adventurers to conquer any terrain. For 50 years, you've trusted us on your toughest recoveries, to your most breathtaking destinations, and in countless unforgettable memories.
At 4U Health, we believe wellness and lab testing should be accessible, inclusive, and yes, fun. With our tech-powered at-home lab test, you save time and money while feeling your best. 4U Health. Visit 4uhealth.com today.
For anyone that's in the car buying mode or looking for a car right now or a truck, I would definitely come by Allen Samuels, get to know the people here like I have, how well I'm taking care of the dealership and how well, service and any kind of warranty issues or those sort of things. Because of the way they take care of me, it's made me a Ram driver. And so I don't think they'd want to go anywhere else if they came here.
Like Alan Samuels always said, Waco has a lot to offer, and so do we at Alan Samuels Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Fiat. Come by, let's be friends.
Finance is evolving. Automation, data analytics, and AI are reshaping what finance teams do every single day. The best way to predict the future of finance is to be ready for it. If you want a head start, check out 365 Financial Analyst.
Earning an online certification is a quick and convenient way to gain industry-recognized credentials. Select your ACLS course. Print your ACLS certificate. You can print your certification wallet card. aclsnow.com.
Our patented handles were launched in 2018. We continue to push the boundaries of strength training. Join us in making your training more natural and effective. Visit Engels90.com to learn more and revolutionize your workout.
Cleanse your body of accumulated toxins and embark on your wellness journey at your own pace. At Global Healing, we provide premium supplements to help your body heal naturally. Start your healing journey today at globalhealing.com and organichemp.com.
If I had somebody that was looking for a car, I would definitely recommend Alan Samuels. And the trust that I have, the care that they take, they genuinely want to take care of you. They really ask for your feedback when you go to the support department to make sure they're taking care of you in every way possible. So I really appreciate that they listen to your feedback.
Like Alan Samuels always said, Waco has a lot to offer, and so do we at Alan Samuels Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Fiat. Come by, let's be friends.
Enjoy a quiet atmosphere with beautiful river views at the Brazos Landing, located in Waco along the Brazos River across from McLean Stadium. Enjoy homemade dishes like shrimp and grits, chicken piccata, braised short ribs, prime New York steaks, and more. Plus, enjoy a delicious dessert like creme brulee or key lime pie. Open for lunch and dinner Tuesday through Sunday. Brazos Landing in Waco, the only place where I-35 and the Brazos River meet.
Welcome back to the show. In a world that is often consumed in quick clips and crowded venues for absorbing music, there is something really special about slowing down, leaning in, experiencing a song maybe the way it was meant to be heard. And that is exactly what you'll find at the Texas Music Cafe. It's an intimate listening room right here in Waco that's been quietly preserving and celebrating a rich legacy of Texas music for a very long time. What began as a TV show back in 1997 has grown into a 501c3 nonprofit dedicated to supporting artists and educating future generations and capturing performances that might otherwise be lost to time. From emerging songwriters to well-known Texas artists, the cafe offers a front row seat, if you will, 75 of them. In fact, to something that is deeply personal, a story behind the song. Many of those performances are recorded. It's building an incredible archive that continues to share the sound of Texas for far beyond those walls. Joining me today are Chris Ermoian, who is helping to carry that mission, and Terry Otto, who is going to continue to carry the torch for Texas Music Cafe of keeping Texas music alive. So glad you're here.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Today to talk about it. Chris, take us back to the beginning then. You were there.
I was there. I was much skinnier and had dark hair. And
but at least you still got hair.
Yeah. You know, I'm honored to have been a part of the history of that and help start the show. And you nailed it, Anna. Everything that you said about it, to capture the vibe of what it is. Unless you've experienced music in that way, in an intimate setting, and in a small venue, it's hard for someone who hasn't experienced music in that way to understand it. So being a part of it, coming in and experiencing it is kind of what it's all about.
We even get a little stage spit. You never know.
Right? You're close enough. Yeah,
if you're
the audience is close enough.
So this all started in 1997. And you originally were in the space that you're in now on Franklin. And so just recently you've come, and you've been in a few other venues around town, but you're now back in that original space. What does that mean to you, Chris?
Well, I think about a Ruthie Foster song that she did in that same space back in 1997, long before she was a Grammy Award winner and a fledgling MCC student. She played a song called Full Circle, and being back in that space is definitely a full circle moment for me and for all of our crew. It is almost hallowed ground musically in Waco. It actually started out as Ray Hennig's Heart of Texas Music, which everybody knows is where Stevie Ray Vaughan bought his first guitar.
Yes.
It began as that. It became a recording studio in the 70s that I went to with my dad, which
I knew your dad.
Yeah, you knew my dad is a barbershop quartet singer, and I got to experience the recording studio back in 1977, and it changed my life. I think just the silence that a well acoustically soundproofed room affords, it's something special, and it pulls the best out of musicians to be in a really good soundproofed environment. And what it pulled for me was I told my dad back then that day that I said, this is what I want to do the rest of my life. And
really?
I am still doing it, and now return to the same place where that happened. So for me, I have a 50-year history with that building.
Yeah.
And so it's really, it is special to me. It's important. And it's not just the space is important, but what we do and why we do it is more important than the space itself, which is everything we've done has been in service to other musicians. And I think when we started the show almost 29 years ago now, we started it with the intent, with myself being a musician, to put that aside to help other people, because as a performer, doing original music and 3-part harmonies and all kinds of stuff, we were good, but there's so many people that are good. It's like The Voice. There's a constant string of people that are
a lot of really talented folks out there.
One more talented than the next. But there's a lot less people out there that are helping those people. So that's why we started.
And it's a hard life. It's a hard calling, really.
Yeah, I did it long enough to figure out that I didn't want to do it for a living, and I wanted to help other musicians along the way.
Yeah. Do you still play at all?
I do. Funny that you asked, because I will be playing a show on May 28th for the first time in about 5 years.
Really?
My band kind of broke up. We were supposed to play the Cavern Club in Liverpool, and then the pandemic hit. And when that happened, I pretty much stopped playing live. And so this will be my first time back on stage in at least 5 years.
And it will be?
And it will be at Texas Music Cafe
At Texas
on
Music
May
Cafe.
28th.
I would hope so, but I thought, well, maybe you're going back to England. I don't know.
No. I'll be opening for Jamie Harris, who is a Waco artist. She's from here. Her dad is from here. She's a songwriter, and she plays all over the world and has become quite famous herself. I think they're comparing her to the next Emmylou Harris.
Yeah.
And I'm honored just to be her opening act,
Wow.
So I'm playing with her dad, Chris Harris, and he and I went to high school together and reconnected with him musically. So I'm looking forward to that.
Fun. Okay, so in walks Terry. So tell us a little bit of...
Actually, he rolled in.
Did he roll in?
Yeah, we were putting up the sign on our Washington Avenue location and literally hanging the sign that day. And he rolled up on a bicycle, and I'd known Terry from eating at his restaurant when he had
food for thought there on the Baylor campus, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I remember the very first time I met him, and I thought he was a really cool dude that didn't seem like he was from Waco. He just had a cool, mellow vibe about him.
Yeah.
And he expressed an interest in getting involved with what we were doing. And that was however many years ago, 4 years ago.
That was in 2022. And I came on to do a radio, a program for vinyl records, listening party for vinyl records.
Oh, yeah.
But then I started coming to their other shows and seeing the stuff that they had going on, and seeing where I could apply some of my talent. And that was 2022. So I've been with them ever since.
Okay, this is a bit of a departure from the restaurant business. So tell me a little bit about your journey.
Yeah,
How did you get to Baylor and Food for Thought, and then?
Well, I came up here from Austin. I was a musician and DJ. I DJ'd for a number of years, even here in Waco. But I came up to start the restaurant. We had a good run with the restaurant for 22 years. But when my youngest daughter was starting college, I said, mission accomplished.
Yeah.
And got out of the restaurant business.
Yeah. That's a hard business. Talk about hard.
It's hard business.
Yeah.
It's rewarding. It's a rewarding business.
Yeah.
But what we do at Texas Music Cafe is more rewarding for me now, where I'm at in my life.
Yeah.
Because we are giving a hand up to musicians. We're creating content that they can then use to get jobs and performances and gigs. And then we're archiving these performances to be part of a big statewide archive of performances in Texas. So it is important work just to record the artists.
Yeah. Why is that so important, do you think?
Because as time goes on and the music changes and the touch points get lost with the newer generations, then they can go back and see what was happening decades before the music they were making and make the connection.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Very, very much so. So, what is the plan? So, Chris, you're thinking about retiring or maybe doing more music yourself, or what? What's the plan?
Yes. I think 30 years, it is time consuming. It's all consuming, running a business of any kind, but especially a music business. It's, if you run a business of any kind, your brain doesn't ever turn off from it. So, I spent a lot of my younger years, the last 30 years of my life, pouring into that. And, that part's not done. That we have, as Terry mentioned, 10,000 hours of archives that I need to go through. Just recently, I was digging through the archive, and stumbled upon a recording of Peter, Paul, and Mary, probably the last time they performed, and it was around a campfire with about 12 people there. And no one has heard that except me on the night that it was recorded. Nobody's heard it, and it's just sitting in the archive. And
where did it happen? How did you have it?
We were invited to record at the Kerrville Folk Festival, which Rod Kennedy, that started it, was very particular about who did what, and he had never let anybody come in because he didn't want to ruin the intimacy and the sanctity of that festival. So he
really was not wanting a lot of recording of it? Or?
No, he had never let never let anybody come in and do video and stuff before. But not on a large or consistent level, but he came to the show in Waco, saw what we did, and saw the way the artists were treated at our venue, and said, "I believe that you could do it in the way that we'd be cool with." So he invited us back. So we went every year for about 5 or 6 years and recorded content at the Kerrville Folk Festival. That's where that particular one was done. But there are literally thousands upon thousands of recorded hours and tracks that I'm probably the only person left that remembers where we were at, when it was recorded, who was there,
Right.
who did the recording. And so I think it's important for me to document and catalog all
I
that
think so.
while it's still retained in this noggin of mine. And as far as running the day-to-day, Terry Otto and Casey Pittman have been the anchors that have really keep the day-to-day going of what we do now. And I'm doing very little of that these days. They handle 95% of all that. So I'm just pulling the connections I've made over the last 30 years and shaking hands and kissing babies and all that stuff.
Okay, you are a 501c3. So how is it funded? Do you have grants, or how does that work?
Sometimes. Actually, funding has always been the tricky part. I mean, everybody loves music, and it's hard to get people to appreciate it in the way that it needs to be. I mean, Mike Hamilton and I were talking earlier that sports in Waco is it's an easy thing to be appreciated in Waco, but I think music, and for understandably for a lot of reasons, the way that we present it has not always been the way that it's presented. And you can have one bad experience, like terrible sound, or in a building that's not soundproofed properly, and go and someone to walk away and say, "I don't like live music." And you can ruin somebody's experience too. So we go above and beyond in every way with the sound system, the training of the people, the acts that we choose. All of it is meant to provide an amazing experience that is beautiful, artistic, and appreciated from many facets. When someone comes to one of our shows, even if they didn't love every song that was presented, I think that they have an appreciation of the way that we give it credence as an art. And there are so many layers of artistry that happen from the technicians themselves that are running the cameras or doing the sound. They're the best of the best. And literally we now have, last I counted, we had 5 Grammy Award winners just from the year 2025, 5 of them that all came through or had some connection to what we're doing. And most of them made their mistakes and learned along the way at Texas Music Cafe to arrive at that point. And, but we do strive really hard to provide an incredible artistic experience for every single person that comes in. And getting people to realize the value of that and then fund it, it really starts with getting them there. So if someone hasn't been to a show, they just have to go and see how it's meant to be done for them to appreciate it. But yes, we are funded and always looking for sponsorships or underwriters who would want to have their name or product attached to what we do. And
so do you charge admission for, certain shows, or?
Some of our community events are free to attend with suggested donation to the nonprofit, but a lot of our bigger shows are a ticketed event.
Right, which only makes sense. But your artists coming through, I mean, do they make certain demands about?
It can be different for different levels of artists and what part of their journey they're on, what the value of being on our platform, getting art footage for them. A lot of the newer artists and regional artists, they don't have quality footage. They just have cell phone footage or a real low budget deal. We're creating a high budget product at no cost to them. So that's the number one value proposition for the artist is there's no built-in cost to get that quality of footage.
So we've had everybody from local artists that are just starting out during that songwriter showcase that we do on Thursday nights. We've had a Baylor student who's never performed before a live audience, followed by the guy that wrote half of Garth Brooks's songs on the same night in front of the same audience. So that is part of our mission, is to provide that opportunity and experience for the artist. But then about a year and a half ago, I got a phone call from Samantha Fish, who was a female blues guitar player. And she said, I want to come play your show. And I said, I don't think we can afford you. And we couldn't afford her. But she said, it is the experience to be on your show and to get the quality of footage that you make is the reason we want to be on the show. So we booked that band. They performed for $30 a ticket, I think, in front of about 65 people.
Mm-hmm.
And
she won a Grammy that year.
I think she was the opening act. 6 months later, she was the opening act for the Rolling Stones, but she called us to come to Waco to perform on our show. Most of the audience that night, half of them were Wacoans. The other half were from as far away as New Orleans. And
because they had heard she was coming.
Yeah. And the tickets sold out in about 15 minutes. But
well, yeah, I know. When you've got a tiny venue from that standpoint, that's.
Yeah, I think it's really special. I had a Baylor student call me last year and he said, hey, I think I want to come to your show. Why would I go there? And I said, who's your favorite band in the world? And he said, the Beatles. And I said, would you rather see the Beatles at Shea Stadium or would you rather see them at the Cavern Club? And he said, oh, I'd much rather see them at the Cavern Club. And I said, we're Waco's version of the Cavern Club. And he went, I'll see you tonight. And so.
Oh, man, Texas Music Cafe, what a gem we have here in Central Texas. A lot more I want to talk to you, Terry and Chris, about when we come back. Well, I want to tell you that today's show is brought to you by Universal Windows Direct. You can transform your home with their premium window, door, and siding installation services. Universal Windows Direct Central Texas makes upgrading your home simple and stress-free. Call Universal Windows Direct Central Texas today. They are located in Woodway. There is more of the show ahead. Stay with us.
It's the premier charity event of the year, the 2026 Central Texas Cattle Barons Ball, presented by Ascension Providence. A fun evening filled with great food and drink, dancing, a spectacular auction, and more. This year's theme is Nashville Nights, Neon Lights, and Bullfights. Get your tickets now, donate, or be a sponsor. Help support the American Cancer Society to find a cure. The 2026 Central Texas Cattle Barons Ball, October 24th at MCC Highlander Ranch. For more information, go to centraltexascattlebaronsball.org.
For anyone that's in the car buying mode or looking for a car right now or a truck, I would definitely come by Allen Samuels, get to know the people here like I have, how well I'm taking care of the dealership and how well, service and any kind of warranty issues and those sort of things. Because the way they take care of me, it's made me a Ram driver. And so I don't think they'd want to go anywhere else if they came here.
Like Allen Samuels always said, Waco has a lot to offer, and so do we at Allen Samuels Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Fiat. Come by, let's be friends.
Earning an online certification is a quick and convenient way to gain industry-recognized credentials. Select your ACLS course. Print your ACLS certificate. You can print your certification wallet card. aclsnow.com.
Our patented handles were launched in 2018. We continue to push the boundaries of strength training. Join us in making your training more natural and effective. Visit Engels90.com to learn more and revolutionize your workout.
Cleanse your body of accumulated toxins and embark on your wellness journey at your own pace. At Global Healing, we provide premium supplements to help your body heal naturally. Start your healing journey today at globalhealing.com and organichemp.com.
Designed to elevate the off-road experience, enabling adventurers to conquer any terrain. For 50 years, you've trusted us on your toughest recoveries, to your most breathtaking destinations, and in countless unforgettable memories.
Finance is evolving. Automation, data analytics, and AI are reshaping what finance teams do every single day. The best way to predict the future of finance is to be ready for it. If you want a head start, check out 365 Financial Analyst.
At 4U Health, we believe wellness and lab testing should be accessible, inclusive, and yes, fun. With our tech-powered at-home lab test, you save time and money while feeling your best. 4U Health. Visit 4uhealth.com today.
Enjoy a quiet atmosphere with beautiful river views at the Brazos Landing, located in Waco along the Brazos River across from McLean Stadium. Enjoy homemade dishes like shrimp and grits, chicken piccata, braised short ribs, prime New York steaks, and more. Plus, enjoy a delicious dessert like creme brulee or key lime pie. Open for lunch and dinner Tuesday through Sunday. Brazos Landing in Waco, the only place where I-35 and the Brazos River meet.
And we are back with Chris Ermoian and Terry Otto of the Texas Music Cafe, which is, I mentioned earlier, it is a gem, but it truly is, for decades now, has been working to promote and nurture musicians and preserve their music and catalog it and archive it. And it's just an amazing thing. And I think a lot of people just simply don't even understand what you do.
I think they don't. We get compared. We're not a bar. That's the first thing is
heavens
people
no.
assume, or a restaurant. The city of Waco came to inspect our fryer vats the day we opened, which we don't have fryer vats. We don't cook any food in there, and the only thing we cook is serve up piping hot music to audiences.
There you go.
But yeah, the mission of what we do in becoming a nonprofit was, as you mentioned, preservation of the music itself. I mean, we have a snapshot of Waco's musical history that is now 30 years old. Half those musicians are dead and gone, and there are people that influenced.
I think about Kenny Frazier, for example.
Kenny Frazier is a great example of that. Yeah, he had a positive effect on darn near every guitarist in this city.
Yeah, I miss him every day. What a tremendous musician, and just funny, and oh man,
Kenny Frazier,
he could play the guitar.
George Spratt is another one.
Yep.
That influenced everybody. Classy Ballou, David Zychek.
Oh yeah.
All the people that have passed through our doors. It's been an honor to be a part of that and record that history. I didn't realize that it was that valuable until the Center for Texas Music History called and told us what you're doing is really important. So you need to keep doing it, which we were struggling.
And where is that located?
So the campus, Texas State University.
Oh, Texas State. Okay.
Yeah, they're in San Marcos, and they have a 4-year degree in Texas music history specifically. And they took an interest in what we were doing about 10 years in, and trying to get them to send us an intern that'll help with the cataloging and all that.
Yeah, sounds like you could use some help with the quantity of recordings you have that sort of need to be
maintained and archived and digitized, for sure. That could be a full-time job in itself.
Yeah.
The other part of what we do is education. I have a student right now, I think he's 17 years old, that is one of our audio, sound, lighting, video guys. We teach them how to do that stuff, and they go out in the world. And usually what happens is they get picked up by a touring artist that likes the work that they did so much that they steal them away from us and go pay them a lot more than we could afford to pay them, which is a good thing. That's what we actually hope for. We got asked by the Bledsoe Miller STEAM Center to help design their curriculum for audio.
Wonderful,
and video production.
What an amazing thing that is now. That Bledsoe Miller STEAM Center with the recording studio and oh man.
So yeah, we have our tech team, our crew has the opportunity to influence people that are just starting out, and that's a great way. The kids are having a blast at it. I know that. So hopefully we'll keep doing that. And then there's a lot of other educational opportunities. We've got one coming up this summer. Terry, you want to mention that?
A youth camp, like a rock camp, an intensive for helping the teenagers find their persona, kind of learn how to carry themselves as performers on stage and play together. And we also have some other youth-oriented programming that we're going to roll out in the school year coming up. We can do some
that's
field
fantastic.
trips. Yep.
And then the third tenet to what we do is, besides preservation and education, the third part is just support for musicians. I mean, basically something I figured out early on is that nothing happens until something gets sold and until somebody gets hired. Every dollar that we make, I have not taken a salary from Texas Music Cafe really in 30 years. Everything that we make, I still keep a day job, and that allows me to be able to pour everything we do right back into it. And those dollars that we do get in are used to hire people, hire musicians, This last Women of Texas Music series that we did was sponsored by Keith Ace Hardware.
Oh, really? Yeah.
And that money that she gave us allowed us to hire a whole slew of musicians and to take their music and to export it to the world. And basically all the artists came from, most of them, most of them were from out of town. I think we had a couple of Waco artists, but
we had a Waco artist on every one show and 2 out of town artists, up and comers from the Metroplex. Or
wow.
We had one come from the Houston area. So.
And then all of that too, a lot of times we put artists up in hotels in Waco. So we really have been exporting Waco and generating artistic interest and income for other businesses for years and years, which is a good reason for someone to look at supporting what it is that we do. And there's been times where we did well and had money to do that, and there's been other times where we struggle. But either way, the mission and the goal was to continue, even when we didn't. It's harder, but that's what's kept us going for 30 years. Is it's not about the money. It never has been. People tease me about being Chris is the worst businessman when it comes to that, because it's not that as much as it is that we don't, the money side of it or doing it for the money is why most music businesses exist. If you're a bar, your goal is to sell beer. It's not about the music.
Right. You don't even care. You just want those people coming to listen to be eating pretzels and drinking. Yeah.
Exactly. So ours is about the music, and it's solely about the music, and it's about the experience that the individual has. We have created an environment that makes it very easy for the song. A songwriter, the night you were there, and this last time, there was a songwriter named Bill Sibley that wrote a song about his daughter's passing.
Yes.
And that's like ripping your chest open and exposing your heart to every person in that room about the most intimate and personal thing in your whole life. And he, as a songwriter, is willing to do that and share it with the audience. Well, when that happens in a bar or a restaurant with plates clanking and people talking over it and a guy trying to hook up his next date, that transmission of those words and that feeling and that meaning gets lost. And in our place at Texas Music Cafe, it is designed so that goes straight from his heart to yours. And it is often that
you could have heard a pin drop.
You can hear a pin drop, and a lot of times we'll see grown adult males crying in the audience.
I know, there was that too. It was, it was remarkable. It was a moment. I mean, it truly was. In a way, it's sort of sacred.
Yeah, thank you.
And what the musician, what the artist is giving. Is it all original music? Do you have acts that do covers or what?
Occasionally we do. The focus of the cafe is on the original songwriting and the songwriter. But Friday nights we have what we call Friday Free for All, and those are for local and regional bands that might not have a full hour and a half of original songs. So they can pepper in some, and they may actually play more covers on the majority of their sets at other places, but they have original songs that they often can't play
because they don't want to hear that. They want to hear them do, whatever.
Yeah. So they want to hear "Sweet Home Margaritaville" over and over.
I know they want to.
So yeah, if you're
sure,
to me, the perfect world musically is to hear a new song every single day. Is to hear something new. One of those, what they call an earworm that stays in your head. You wake up the next day and you're singing that song back. And we have artists like Bernie Nelson that wrote. Who all did he? He
wrote for Trace Atkins, Randy Travis, Garth Brooks, a lot of the '90s stars.
Those artists will come to Texas Music Cafe to try out their new songs to see how well it lands and if people seem to respond to it.
Yeah.
We just had Walt Wilkins there the other day, and he played some songs that he doesn't normally play because he has a Waco connection and Waco roots. And so he performed some songs that he probably wouldn't have performed otherwise. So
Yeah.
I mean, as a audience member, you're getting special treatment in a way that you won't get. You're just not going to find it in a bar. And for you to experience music in that way, I just had a guy this week. He called me because he wasn't sure his tickets went through, but this guy drives from Dallas often now. I think a couple of times. People are driving from Dallas and Austin
To
to
come.
come to Texas Music Cafe in Waco. And but yes, we still have people in Waco after 29 years that don't know who we are or what we've done, which is boggling to my brain. But
Yeah, that's got to change. It's got to change. You mentioned the unexpected moment, where the really poignant moment with the musician. Are there any other times that come to mind in a performance?
yeah,
that you,
there's I saw one where an otherwise noisy audience became dead silent as the mother brought her baby out on stage because the baby was backstage fussing. And so she brought the baby out, sang a lullaby in front of an audience while the baby went to sleep. And then the audience, with all due respect, instead of clapping at the end, was dead silent as she carried the baby off stage. And that's how the set ended. And I've never seen a concert that ended that way. That was Sarah Hickman who did that. But
that is so sweet.
Those moments are just special and rare. And when you experience one, those are the things that people talk about for the next, for 30 years. I have people all the time that say, do you remember that time that when y'all were at the Hippodrome and you had Omar and the Howlers? Oh my gosh, that was the greatest concert I've ever been to in my whole life.
Yeah.
Or Kevin Tankersley's a local author and writer, and he came to one of our shows recently. It was literally the world's two best accordion players. Now, I know most of you listening or watching the show would be like, oh, I'm not going to go see a concert of
accordion players.
But he said, this was the best concert I've ever been to in my whole life.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, come on, Kevin, you're pulling my leg. And he said, no. He said, this is not what I would have expected. But he said, those were the best musicians and the best performance I've ever seen. And he said, and I guess now I'm a fan of the accordion.
Well, I don't even know how they play it between the little buttons on one side, a keyboard on the other, and you're squeezing it too. I just think they're amazing musicians to even learn how to do that.
They played everything from originals to Metallica to
wow,
all kinds of stuff. And that was Sergei and Maria Teleshev, which he was voted the world's best accordion player. His daughter is now 17 years old, and she stole the title from him as in accordion competitions, and they're known worldwide. That's the kind of stuff we look for. We look for things that are unique and different. We do not want to present the same cover tunes over and over again. We want every time that a person comes in there to experience it and to have something completely different. On top of that, there are people that live in anywhere from Minnesota to Germany to Sweden that are logging on and watching. We had 3 million views last year on our channel, and really our YouTube channel is still fairly new, but we had 3 million viewers last year, and that number's growing. Every single week, our YouTube channel grows by about, I think 60 people, about 60 new people. So it is growing. If the people in Waco are not aware of it now, they will be by next year for our 30th anniversary, which is going to be a big blowout shindig. I'm bringing in all of my favorite artists to perform, and I'll probably do the official.
Be kind of like a festival. Is that what you're looking at?
Yeah, I'd like to do, if we can. Gosh, we could stretch it into a couple days and do.
Sounds like you could.
A big thing, but yeah, I want it to be kind of my big send off to go get out of here, Chris. Go dig into the archives. They probably will be super excited for me to not be around to do the day-to-day stuff. But I'm just super thankful for my crew and the volunteers, and to you, Ann, for supporting music in that way. I mean, you've been telling people in this town about interesting and unique music all the way from my dad's barbershop quartet.
Oh yeah,
20 years ago.
Come on the show. Yeah. Oh, I miss him. I bet you do too.
I do too. So yeah. But thank you for providing that opportunity and for talking about what we do.
Well, it's exciting. So Terry, how can people find out what is happening at Texas Music Cafe? Maybe plan their concert list.
Find us online on our website, texasmusiccafe.org. go to the event tab, and we have, I think, a dozen events listed going into June. We got Matt Hillier coming up here May 2nd. That's going to be a great one. And we have Sue Foley coming in June, and she's
Austin
Grammy nominated blues guitarist, one of the best in the world. So
Wow.
those are just a couple of the great shows we have coming up. Just having wrapped up Monty Montgomery for 2 nights. That was incredible. And Thursday nights for our singer-songwriter showcases for the.
Okay, so you have a regular
Yep.
thing that folks
Yep.
could look forward to.
You got to look for them on the calendar there on the website. But Thursdays are our community night and our songwriter night. So it's going to be songwriter related.
I would say that every show is really uniquely different too. I invited somebody to come to the show who had never been, and they came on a night that was kind of a pretty rocking night. And I think they were expecting more of an acoustic thing. And I was
Yeah, a
like,
little
well,
more
no, you gotta
acoustic
come back-
kind of thing, yeah.
You got to come back Thursday for that. So,
Yeah.
but it's different all the time. And I think the audience that does come, most of them are regulars now. They've learned to trust us with their musical decision, which is it is an honor, but
Yeah.
they know that if we book it, it's going to be good. They may not know what it is. They may not know who the band is. It may not be someone they heard of or that's already famous. People are real eager to drop $200 or $500 on a ticket to see somebody they've heard of. But just because you've heard of them doesn't mean that they're better. It just means that they're not as well exposed, which is a big part of what we're doing with the show.
So through your website, that's how they can get tickets?
Get
Because
tickets.
you do have a limited number. I mean, it's not a huge space, and so
Everything comes out as a Facebook event as well on our
okay.
Facebook, but you'll have early access if you keep an eye on the website. And you can get signed up to get our newsletter, which comes out once a month. And that will even predict shows out further than the website does.
okay. And again, your show's coming up in May, right?
May 28th, yeah, I'm opening for Jamie Harris with her dad, Chris Harris, and I are playing together on that.
Oh, it's going to be great. Thank you guys so much
Absolutely.
for what you're doing for music in Central Texas and for the dedication and the passion you've had for this for all these years, Chris.
Well, it's thank you, Ann. It has been an honor to do that, but it's also, there's so many good people in this city. Rogue Media, for example, Corey Dickman and Mike Hamilton have been a huge help. They've been huge supporters of ours, and I'm super thankful to those guys and really excited about the new digs that you guys have downtown, and honored to have been invited to be here and to be a part of this Ann Harbor
Thank you
show.
very much.
Oh, I'm just delighted to have had you both here today to talk about the Texas Music Cafe. And again, you are located on Franklin. The exact address is
3004.
Okay. It's very easy to find. Parking all up and down.
Lots
so,
of parking.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much. Stay with us. There is more of the show ahead.
If I had somebody that was looking for a car, I would definitely recommend Allen Samuels. The trust that I have, the care that they take, they genuinely want to take care of you. They really ask for your feedback when you go to the support department to make sure they're taking care of you in every way possible. So I really appreciate that they listen to your feedback.
Like Allen Samuels always said, Waco has a lot to offer, and so do we at Allen Samuels Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat. Come by, let's be friends.
Apollo Neuro is a new kind of wearable that helps your body recover from stress, that helps you calm down and feel better. You sleep better, and you can get back to being yourself. Learn more at apolloneuro.com.
I had a panic moment running my hands through my hair, and that's when I found Keeps. Keeps gave me the results that I was really looking for.
I definitely felt a lot more confident once I saw my hair coming back.
Keeps has given me the control of my hair back.
Get your first month free at Keeps.com.
It's not just a glove, it's a 44 Pro. Crafted with dedication, made for performance, and built to last. Get your custom glove today at 44pro.com and experience the 44 Pro difference. That's 44pro.com, 44 Pro.
This is a Rogue Media Network production.